In this video, we will walk through how we can create different types of assignments in Google Classroom and how we can share, reuse, and copy those assignments for future classes and for our colleagues. Let's dive in to our Google Classroom now. To access Google Classroom, you can select the classroom icon from the waffle or by visiting classroom.google.com. Whenever you want to create new assignments, questions, or materials, you'll need to navigate to your Classwork tab. In this tab, you can create assignments and view all current and past assignments. Now let's walk through creating an assignment. To create a new assignment, click on the Create button, then select Assignment. You can also select Question if you'd like to ask a single question to your students, or material if you simply want to post a reading, visual, or other material. After hitting Create an assignment, you will come to the assignment form. We will first need to add a title. For this assignment, I want my students to label the parts of a cell. And I'm now going to upload my assignment. In my drive, I have all of my assignments and templates. I'm going to select this one and hit Add. This is a Google Doc that my students will use to label the parts of a cell. If you'd like to view a video on how I created this assignment, you can find the Introduction to Google Docs and other Google support videos on our Digital Learning channel by going to JPS Quick Links, Digital Learning channel. Let's continue to work on this assignment. The title is Parts of a Cell, and what I want them to do is to label each part of the cell. When attaching these types of files, such as Google Docs or Google Slides, you'll want to make sure to choose which correct setting for how your students will interact with it. After attaching one of the items, just as we have done now, you'll see this drop-down menu with 3 options. Let's take a look at when you might want to use each of these. Students can view the file. Use this option if the file is simply something you want the students to be able to view but not make changes to. Students can edit a file. This option might be helpful if you're providing a document and you want the students to collaborate together. This means all students will have access to type or edit the file together at the same time. To make a copy for each student, you're creating a worksheet or a document that you want each student to complete individually. This option will create a separate copy of the exact same document for every student. Because I want each student to label the parts of the cell individually, I'm going to select Make a Copy. Now on the right-hand side, we will select which classes we would like this assignment posted in. You can post the same assignment across multiple classes at once. If you need to post an assignment for certain students, you can only post it in one classroom at a time. And then you will select your students. This comes in handy when you're trying to create an extra credit activity. Maybe you have a couple students that need the extra credit, so you can assign the assignment directly to them or all students. I'm going to give my students a week to complete the assignment. You'll select the date and the time. If you would like to export this assignment and grade to Infinite Campus, you will need to ensure that there is a due date. If you do not want the students to be able to complete the assignment after the due date, select this check here to close the submission. You can use topics to sort and group assignments and material. To create a topic, click on Create Topic. Then we will just enter the name of our new topic. Topics can be helpful in organizing your content into various units you teach throughout the year. You can also use it to separate your content by type, splitting it into homework, classwork, readings, and other areas. As we scroll down, we're going to select how we want this to be graded. Here's where we can add our grading period. I will now enter the grading period for our term 3. You can call it whatever you need to. You can either type in the date or you can go and select the date yourself. This is also where you can adjust the grading scale if needed. Once you've made your adjustments, hit save. Now where it says no grading period, I'm going to select my term 3 grading period. And this is a graded assignment, so it will be out of 100 points. Once you have set your grading period and your grading points for one assignment, you can use those on every assignment. Once you've completed the assignment form, you can click Assign. Your students will receive an email notification letting them know about the assignment. If you do not want to post the assignment just yet, you can schedule it for a later date or again, hit Assign. If you want to ask your students one question, but you do not want it to be a test or an assignment, you can create a question. After selecting Create and then Question, You can enter your question here and then select if you want it to be a multiple choice question or a short answer question. I want to ask my students who is their favorite character in the story and why did they choose them? Because there are many different answers and options, I'm going to choose short answer instead of multiple choice. Just as with assignment, you can post this in many different classes, or you can select all students or just a few students. Due date, again, the time is optional, the date is necessary. This time, I'm going to leave this open so they can answer after the due date. The topic will be English. Instead of 100 points this time, I'm not going to choose a grade. By unchecking the box here that students can reply to each other, the students will no longer be able to see each other's responses. This keeps the answers private between the teacher and the students only. If you want the students to be able to have a discussion and see each other's answers, you must select this box. I want the answers to be private and only between me and my students, so I'm going to uncheck it. You can schedule or go ahead and hit ask. Now, under our English topic, we will see the question we just asked. Let's quickly run through the student's view. We can now see as a student that my teacher has posted some new questions. One here and one here. Once I click on it, I'm going to view the question. I'm going to see it's assigned. I can add a class comment that other students will see, but we cannot see each other's answers. Or I can just comment privately to my teacher. Once the student enters their answer, they'll hit turn in, and they will again see only their answer that was turned in. Educators are now able to add questions to a YouTube video and assign it to students in classroom. As the video plays, students can answer the questions, get real-time feedback on their responses, and rewatch the video if needed. Let's create a YouTube interactive assignment now. We're going to select Create from our Google Classroom, Assignment, and then click on YouTube. Now, if you've recently made an assignment with a YouTube video, you may see that video here, or you can search a URL. We're going to enter our URL for our YouTube video, hit enter, and we can now see our video over the solar system. Then we're going to select to add questions. You can watch your full video or skip around to where you'd like to add the questions. I know that I want my first question to be around the 27-second mark. So we're going to jump there and we're going to hit add. This is going to be an open-ended question. You can also adjust the time right here. How many planets are in our solar system? And now our video will continue to play, or we can jump forward. If you don't want to do an open-ended question, you can also do a multiple choice, where you select the answers. We're going to select a shuffle order, and we know that there are 8 planets. We're going to save and continue. Now, let's jump forward to the next one. Now I know, because I've watched this video many times, I want my next question to be at the 1 minute and 28-second mark. We're going to add another question. Which planet is closest to the sun? And then again, we'll put our answers in, and let's shuffle that order. You can continue making questions throughout your video, selecting different spots to add new questions to. And then if you realize you forget one, you can always add another and adjust the time. We can now see our video and where each question will fall in line for that video. Once we've added all the questions and answers that we need, we can hit attach. Here we can write some instructions for our students and select our due date. We're going to select that this is going to be due today and that this is going to go to all students. Then we'll hit assign, and we will now see that assignment here for our class. Now let's dive into creating practice sets. Practice sets is a classroom feature that lets teachers transform their existing content into engaging interactive assignments. Educators can use practice sets to automate grading, identify concepts that need review, and provide students with a built-in resources and hints. To create a new practice set, we are going to select resources from our left-hand menu and select new practice set. First, let's give our practice set a title. This one is going to be our LAN forms quiz. We can enter our own questions, such as, what is not a LAN form? And we can do a single select answer. Now that we've entered our question and answers, we want to make sure that we select the correct answer. We can also select skills for each question. We're going to select that this question is about the types of landforms, and that's the skill the student will need. We can also add resources. You can add your own resources that are saved in your Google Drive, or you can add hints. You can add up to 10 additional resources. We're going to give the students a hint that it's a natural feature. And if we want to see what that looks like for the student, we will select Try Ask Student. In our student view, we can see what the question would look like for the student. We can select the hint that we created. They have a Show Your Work option, and they can check the answer to their question. And you can see the reaction the students will get when they select the correct answer. If you do not like the automated resources that are populated in your question, simply hit the X. You can also select Extra Help, and you can search for other resources that you would like to add. You can also add your own resources by copying and pasting a YouTube URL directly into the question. You can now see that this video that we have grabbed from YouTube will come up in the resources for the student. When using the short answer option, the students must enter the exact answer that is put on the quiz or question. How many continents are there? And you can see with the short answer, it also gives us suggestions. Using the settings, you can allow equivalent answers and to ignore capitalization. You can also have two answers, so the students can write out 7 or enter 7. Instead of entering questions one by one, you can import questions. PDFs that are stored in your Google Drive can be made into questions. We have this great landforms worksheet that will now become our quiz questions. I'm going to just make a box here and another one here, another one here, and we're going to import those 3. So you now see that each little clip is its own individual question. And I can put identify the landform on each one. Now for our answer. And once we have entered all of our questions, we can hit Done Editing. Now our landforms quiz will be listed in our practice sets, and we can use it for an assignment or a quiz in any of our classes. Under Classwork and Create, you can also create a quiz. When you select to create a quiz, a Google form will automatically be added to the assignment form section. You can also select grade importing. What this means is, as your students complete and submit the form, their quiz will be automatically graded and their grades will be automatically imported into Google Classroom. Now we're going to work through creating questions and answers for my quiz. You can also change your header and the colors of your quiz. You can upload your own image as well. First, I would give your quiz a title. You may also want to change that up at the top. And then, of course, you want to give the students some sort of instruction or direction. As we move on to create questions in the quiz, you will notice over on the right-hand side an option. You can add a question, you can import a question, you can add images, videos, and create a whole nother section. It's important to know that in Google Forms, you'll want to click to settings and ensure that Make This a Quiz is enabled. This will also show when the grades are released and if you want to enable or disable locked mode. Here we can also select to show the students which questions they missed and which ones are correct and the point value for each one. This quiz will be worth 100 points. I will have 10 questions on the quiz. Therefore, each question will default to 10 points. You can adjust this if I want it to be a 20 question quiz. Out of 100 points, each question will be worth 5. If you want the students to be able to complete the quiz multiple times, this is also where you will select to allow response editing, which means if a student has selected the incorrect answer, you can allow them to adjust or fix that answer. If you want them to only have one response, you will select this here. I want my students to only be able to submit this form/quiz once. I will keep this in a shuffle the question order. The form will automatically collect the email addresses as all students must sign into Google, and all questions are required as default, which means every student must answer every question before hitting submit. Now let's head over to our responses. Hit the 3 dots, get an email for every new response. If you do not want to get an email for every new response, you can hit the 3 dots and ensure that this check is gone. If there is a check next to it, you will receive an email every time a form is submitted. For this quiz, I will create some of my own questions and import them from previous quizzes. If you would like to learn more about Google Forms, please head to jcps.me/TLC. Scroll down to our Google for Education, Intro to Google Workspace, and view our Introduction to Google Forms. Now let's import some questions. I already have my previous Google Forms up and ready. Now here on our side panel, we're going to select Import Question. We're going to see our most recent Google Forms. I'm going to start with my All About Nouns. And then we will select either all questions or which questions I'd like. I'm going to select the first one. I'm going to select 6 questions and I'm going to import each question. As you can see, I can still edit each one. I'm removing the number from each question as the questions will be shuffled in this quiz. You can also see at the end of each question, there is the answer key. Therefore, for this question, how many nouns are in the sentence? The dishes in the sink are dirty. There are 2, and here's our answer key. The answer key will show us that the correct answer is 2, so when the students select the correct answer, it will automatically be graded. You can adjust the points as well. As of right now, it's 6 points. This is where you can also see that the question is required. A noun is, and we'll see person, place, thing, or idea. And then hit done once you've selected the correct answer. We'll do this one more time. Select our past, present, and future statement quizzes. We're going to select these 4, import, and then again, remove the numbers. My birthday party will be epic. Again, future, answer key, we see that it's future. And now I'm going to make my own question. I'm going to take that question, slide it to the bottom. Be sure to select the correct answer type for the kind of data or information you're looking to see. If you want to know how comfortable a student might be with a topic or have them answer a grade from 1 to 5, you will select linear scale. You can also select file upload to add a photo. You can add drop downs. Often select this when I want to know what grade or school someone's in. That way they can scroll through drop downs instead of selecting which one they need. If there might be multiple answers, you will select checkbox, and they can select from the multiple answers. Just be sure that your answer key also has multiple answers. I've just created a true or false question. As I have typed that question, you automatically see that there's a suggestion to add true or false as the answers. We'll select our answer, hit done. And as you see, our imported questions do have a difference in point value. So we will need to change the point value. As we adjust the point value, we will see the total points change at the top. If you have a question word that does not require a point, such as what is your name, what grade you're in, you can select 0 points. Now that we've imported our question and created our quiz, I'm going to head back to my class. And as always, we can select to have this in multiple classes, all students. If you want the assignment to automatically be graded, please select a due date. I'm now going to create a new topic of tests. Just as before, our term grading period has already been added. And again, we can either create a blank quiz, or if you already have created one, you can select our term 3 quiz, lock the Chromebooks, import grading will be there, and we are going to assign. You can also schedule your quiz. I'm going to schedule my quiz for a future date. We're going to copy all settings. As I'm posting this in 3 different classes, the settings will go across the board. What day do I want this published? I want this published because it's going to be due on this day. I want it to be published in Google Classroom on the 4th, or you can select Publish Now. After we have selected our publish date, due date, topic, and grading period, we're going to select Schedule. Under the topic, we will see our scheduled test, which is our Google Form quiz. Google has also introduced a feature where we can reuse an announcement, assignment, or a question from a class. When you reuse a post, you can make it in the original class or in a different class. It makes copies of attachments, including rubrics, or you can add new attachments. To reuse a post, you'll select Create, Reuse. Then you will select the class that you would like to reuse the post from. I'm going to select this assignment from my science class. As you can see, the checkbox down here to create new copies of all attachments. We're going to hit reuse, and then the assignment form will open up in my class again. So I can reuse a post from a previous class and put it in multiple classes for all students. Again, you can assign the assignment right now or schedule it for the future. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign it. And we'll walk through reusing a post one more time. Create, reuse. On the left-hand side, you can see if it's an assignment, announcement, or question. This symbol here means that it is just a resource. This is an assignment, and this is a question that was asked to the students. Again, assignment, resource, question. And you can select all assignments if you'd like. Reuse. After clicking on the assignment and hit reuse, you can then make your adjustments and hit assign. As you're scheduling, creating, and reusing assignments and posts, it may get difficult to keep track of what's going on and how to stay organized. Well, Google will take all of your assignments and automatically add them to your Google Calendar from the Classwork tab. If you click on the calendar up here at the top, you will get a better overall view of your timeline and your assignment due dates. We can now see my February calendar for my class. The toolbar on the left-hand side will allow me to select which classes I want to see on my calendar at this time. You can also remove the national holidays if you'd like. So we can see my first period gold class, all the assignments that are coming up or posts that are scheduled will be in purple. You can adjust the color if needed. I like to adjust the color to the color schemes in my class. For the assignment that we posted across multiple classes, you will see each different assignment and color posted on your calendar. You can click on the assignment and get more information. For this, you can see it's my question and what is the question. Here's the link to take it directly into the assignment and what class it was posted for. Again, we'll click on the event on the calendar to see what the assignment is, that it is an assignment. Again, we'll click on the event to see that it's an assignment, the title of the assignment, and what will be happening. They're going to watch a video and the class it's for. So as you schedule future assignments and questions, They will all be in your calendar. Google Calendar enables you to maintain organization by consolidating your future assignments, meetings, conferences, and events all in one convenient location. Now let's head back to our classroom. A new feature that Google has enabled is the sharing classwork feature. After heading to your classwork, on the top right, you should see Share Classwork. With this feature, teachers can easily share lesson plans and class materials with their colleagues. After selecting Share Classwork, there will be a link that you can share in an email or a Google chat with your colleagues. When you no longer want to share your classwork page, you will want to hit the toggle to disable the link. It's important to note that student information, such as assignment submissions, comments, and grades, will not be visible when previewing the shared class. Imported class materials will be saved in draft mode for the selected classes. To share coursework or assignments in your Google Classroom, you will select Share Coursework, ensure that the Share Coursework toggle is enabled, and then copy the link. You will then send that link in an email or chat to your colleague to open in their browser. After sending the Share Classwork link in either a chat or email, your colleague will then click on the link. A new tab will open, allowing them to either select all assignments or to pick from which assignments or materials they would like. You can also select all of one topic as well. I'm going to select geology and biology, and then export classwork. You can see here that I've selected 5 different items. As long as they are a teacher of a Google Classroom, their classes will be listed here. You'll select the class, export. After selecting View Class, another tab will open directly to our classwork, showing all of the assignments in draft mode. Please note, after the assignments are imported into the classroom, they will be saved in draft mode until posted by the teacher. This means that the due date and grading period along with the points must be selected and then either scheduled or assigned. The students will not be able to see the assignments in Google Classroom while in draft. You can view this video and other JCPS Google resources at jcps.me/TLC. And selecting Google for Education. You can also search our videos on our Digital Learning channel by clicking on Digital Learning channel or JCPS Quick Links Digital Learning channel. You can use the search option or find a playlist. By searching Classroom and hitting Enter, you'll find all of our Google Classroom videos.